Good evening, all you sim race fans out there, and welcome to BRL TV's Round 2 coverage of the SK Modifieds in the Bootleg Racing League's all-new Sportsman Series. I am Ryan Seneker, coming to you live tonight from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and I thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening, August 5th, 2023. All the way back in 1994, a racing revolution was born known as the Bootleg Racing Series. Using Papyrus sim racing software and mods for short track racing, BRS burst onto the scene, leaving tire tracks of excitement in its wake. But when the curtains fell on Papyrus, the BRS seemed destined to fade away. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the series returned with a vengeance in 2013 as the Bootleg Racing League, ready to dominate the sim racing world once again. Now embracing the iRacing platform, BRL unleashed its full potential, taking on some of the most iconic American short tracks. And that brings us to where we are tonight. The Speedway you see before you was built back in 1904 and is the second oldest continually operating track in the U.S. The half-mile paved oval has 18-degree banked corners, striking a balance between speed and handling, making it a great place for short track racing. Tonight's starting grade will be determined by a 5-minute, 4-lap average qualifying session, setting the inverted running order for the 15-lap heat races to follow. The top 6 from each heat will advance straight into the 50-lap feature event, while the remaining drivers will go to a 15-lap B-main consolation race. There are no faster pairs and no tire changes, so the drivers will take care of their equipment as the night goes on. And lastly, caution laps do not count during any of the events. The only caveat to that is the feature race does have a strict 30-minute time limit to not conflict with the start of the Late Model Invitational Series coming up tonight on the Virtual Grip Network directly after this series. Now, with all the formalities out of the way, welcome again to Nashville and to the world of BRL, where speed is king and victory is the ultimate prize. And this is the part of the show where you would expect me to go over the points, but with a rotating car roster each week, and this being only the second round with the SK mods, well, there really isn't much to talk about. J.R. Shepard took the checkered flag in the last round, and obviously he got the most points. He is your current leader. Kenny Kibbe and Jeffrey Harden directly behind him, and there you can see the top 10, basically the finishing order from round 1. We have roughly 2 minutes left in the qualifying session. Currently, Brian Johnson, rookie to the series, well, he has the top spot. Worth noting, though, drivers who have not taken to the track yet, well, that would be J.R. Shepard, who is currently in the middle of his second lap. Kevin Nunn is out there. Todd Liston's out there. Jason Menda's out there. Matt Hoos. Oh, Matt Hoos has completed his laps, but must have got an incident point, which means since it is an average of your 4-lapped qualifying laps, if I can speak, if you get an incident point in any one of your 4 laps, none of your laps count. So Matt must have touched the wall or got loose or something that gave him an incident point, so he will be starting from the back of the field tonight. Austin Belke, also a driver currently out there. That's J.R. Shepard's teammate. J.R. Shepard just took the top spot. Todd Liston moved up to second. Brian Johnson bumped back to third. Roughly 1 minute to go. The only driver still qualifying will be Jason Menda in the 45 and Austin Belke in the 24. Both of them have 1 more lap to go before they complete. Looks like Kevin Nunn has retired after only 2 laps. Hoos did complete 4, but obviously, as we mentioned, his times did not count. He got an incident point. So he will be joining Kevin Nunn in the back of the field as we get to the heats. There you see Belke got his time, and not a time to expect from a driver like Austin Belke. He only qualified 18th in a 22-car field. That's a lot of cars to work up through. Correction, a 24-car field. All right, all drivers are now qualified. We have just 10 seconds to go before we wrap up and quickly jump into our first heat. As you'll see, these feeder events, they come pretty rapid fire here. We're going to go heat, 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 and the consolation. All right, just like that, we slap some new paint on the track and we get ready to go. Let me take you through your starting order. On the front row, that'll be Jeff Sharp in the 76 with Thomas Hilbert in the 61 to his outside. Bobby Hayes, fistful of water. Good to see him here. Well, he'll be starting off in third with Jeffrey Kemper in fourth. Lowell Jewell, the boss man, number 20. He'll be in fifth place with Joe Segala to his outside, loose lugs. And rounding out your 8-car field, well, that'll be Jason Menda and Thunder Ridge Racing and J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports. As we mentioned, the qualifying times are inverted, and that's why you see JR rounding out the field today. You see the pace car has pulled off pit road. There's Jeff Sharp in the 76 leading them on around for the first of their 2 formation laps before we go green. Nashville is a very inside line dominant track, but you can make the outside work once you've gotten a fair amount of heat in your tires and a little bit of rubber up in that upper lane. You can make it work, but it's not likely, and you're going to see a lot of single file running here tonight, I'm afraid. Position will be king, so J.R. Shepard's really going to have to earn the win here tonight. The top 6 here will go directly to the feature. 2 drivers from this heat will go to the consolation, but all drivers tonight will advance to the feature at some point. All they're fighting for right now is their starting position when we get to the main event. All right, coming down the backstretch, 1 final time before taking the green flag. Jeff Sharp is out front. Don Hilbert to his outside in 61. Pace car's peeled off. It is on Jeff Sharp. Jeff Sharp got on the left pedal very quickly and got a nice lead out ahead of Hilbert. There goes Bobby Hayes looking to the inside of the 13, looking to jump up to second place. And further back, you see Jeffrey Kemper and Joe Segala tangling. Looks like Kemper's going low. Segala's trying to follow him down, but couldn't get down there before J.R. Shepard got his nose in the door. Shepard now up to 5th, already taken 3 spots from the jump. But there is some blocked track up ahead of him as cars start to single file out. Segala in the 81 up high. J.R. Shepard 98 down low as they continue to battle side by side. And it looks like we have another battle up front. That is Bobby Hayes up high in the 13. Tom Hilbert down low in the 61, battling over second place. Hilbert able to get his nose in the door. Let's see if he can make it stick as Hayes continues to battle back from that outside. It looks like he is going to have the advantage this time by. And with that, Jeffrey Kemper saw an opportunity, tucked in back there, and so did J.R. Shepard as they all go to the outside to get around Hilbert. Hilbert trying to fight back, but J.R. Shepard's a tall order, man. If you want to fight against a driver, he is not the one I'd pick. And it looks like J.R. Shepard is still side by side with Hilbert coming around the next lap. Further back, you saw Joe Segala try to get around Jason Menda, but not able to make it stick as he had to fall back in line. Segala back to 7th. Shepard continues to battle. Looks like he is going to be cleared this time around as he does drop down in front of Hilbert and has secured 4th spot. Jeff Sharp still out front. Bobby Hayes and Jeffrey Kemper are your top 3. Kemper looking low under Hayes. Little contact there. 13 got pushed on the track. 8 got loose on the apron and goes around. Little contact there from Jason Menda as he went by, and the caution flag is out. Bad luck there for the number 8 of Kemper. There you see the 8 down low. That is Jeffrey Kemper up high. The 13 of Bobby Hayes. A little contact there. Got Kemper down on the apron. And a little tap from the 98 was all it took to send him around. And another tap just for good measure. Well, that came from Jason Menda, the 45. Now, caution laps do not count in any of the events. So if Kemper does have to come down pit road for repairs, it looks like he is coming down pit road. If he can get back out before the green flag drops, he will not lose any laps. He will still be on the lead lap if he rejoins the field. Lights on the pace car still on. Looks like Kemper's still on pit road. He might have retired early, or he might just be getting some fixes done. Let's see if he can rejoin the field before they go green. May have heard me allude to it at the beginning of this broadcast. After this series, after the Sportsman's wrap up for the night, starting tonight at 8:55 p.m. Eastern over on the Virtual Grip Network. Well, there you can see Bootleg Racing League come back to this track with the late model stocks. That'll be for the Late Model Invitational Series. Always a good time, so make sure you check that one out after this one. That is where you have BRL's best of the best competing over the championship. Looks like the lights in the pace car have gone off. Bobby Hayes now joins Jeff Sharp on the front row. J.R. Shepherd's in the best seat in the house, third position. If he's quick enough on the jump, he can secure second very quickly. Jeffrey Kemper has not rejoined the field. It looks like he is just calling it for the heat, and he'll join us again for the feature. All right, pace car peels off. It is on Jeff Sharp. Let's see if we can get another early jump from him. There, Jeff gets on the loud pedal, clears out ahead. Looks like Shepard's going to definitely get his foot in the door, keeping Hayes up high and tucking in real tight behind Sharp there. And they're following them on through. That was Jason Mend on the 45 right there. Looks like J.R. Shepard's already going for the lead. Got under Sharp and took it and ran with it. Easily cleared ahead, taking Menda along with him. And Bobby Hayes tucked back into fourth. Further back, you can see Lowell Jewell, the boss man, the black number 20 up high. That is Jewell trying to get around the outside of... Oh, contact! Looked like Jewell was trying to get around the outside of Hayes. Got into the back of Jeff Sharp. And a little contact there from Joe Segala from behind. Sent Sharp around. That's unfortunate. Caution is back out again. There's the Sharp in the red number 76. There's Bobby Hayes and Lowell Jewell right behind him. Lowell clears around front. Had a little too much zip in there. Caught the back of Sharp before he intended to, and that led to contact with Joe Segala from behind. All right, and just like that, we are back under caution. Jeffrey Kemper and Thomas Hilbert are both on pit road. Kemper has been down there. I don't think he's coming back out. We'll see if Hilbert can get his car fixed and back out there. He got some front-end damage from that last incident. Jeff Sharp has continued running, is still on track. Joe Segala rounds out your top five now. There are 6 cars still on the track. If all 6 were to finish right now, they would all advance, with Tom Hilbert and Jeffrey Kemper going to the consolation. Now that the 98 has cleared out in the front, it looks like it's a tall order to get back around him. I think we might as well just give him the checkered flag right now and call it for this heat. Let's move on to the next one. And unfortunately for all the drivers, all 24 of them, or 23 I should say, this will secure J.R. Shepard the pole in the 50-lap feature. J.R. Shepard starting out front in the feature is a death sentence for all 23 other drivers. All right, looks like Tom Hilbert has come back out, has rejoined the field. So we still have 7 cars running, all 7 on the lead lap. Jeffrey Kemper, the only car out at this point. Let's see if we can get the lights on the pace car to go out this time by. We can re-rack, restack, and get back to racing, as we'll be starting lap number 9 as the green flag falls. No, lights are still on. J.R. Shepard, Jason Menda will be your front row, with Bobby Hayes and Lowell Jewell in row number 2. Now it's worth noting that, yes, I mentioned the 30-minute time limit for the feature. Every event does have its own individual time limit, just to keep things moving along in case we run into too many cautions. Well, the heats have a 10-minute time limit, and we have just passed the 8-minute mark. So we have 2 minutes to finish this up, one way or the other. So let's see if these guys can keep it clean. Lights in the pace car do go out. Jason Mendes is going to join J.R. Shepard up there on the front row. One more time around, and we are back to racing. There you see the pace car peel off down pit road. It is on J.R. Shepard. He gets on the loud pedal. He catches the whole field napping as he clears off in the lead. Jason Mendo trying to keep up, trying to get his foot in the door, not able to do so. Slot back into second, and then we are 2 by 2 by 2. Further back in the field, there's Lowell Jewell, the Bossman, and Bobby Hayes battling over what would be third place, directly behind them. Joe Segala has beaten Jeff Sharp on the jump, and now is looking high as I think that's Bobby Hayes on 13 got very loose. Joe Segala got up in the outside wall. Oh, chaos ensues, but they all keep it straight and keep it green. J.R. Shepard and Jason Mendo break away from the field. Five laps to go as we start lap number 11 of this 15-lap heat. J.R. Shepard still your leader. I don't think that's going to change. Jason Mendo, Thunder Ridge Racing, always a fast driver, but just not the same caliber as J.R. Shepard. I think he's going to have to consent to just take second place and try again at the feature. Top two have completely broken away. Lowell Jewell back over a second and a half from the leaders. And right behind him, that is Joe Segala, Jeff Sharp, and Bobby Hayes rounding out the top six. Bobby Hayes looks low, trying to get a spot away from Jeff Sharp, trying to get one more spot up in the grid. Every spot matters when you're finishing in these heats, because that will save you 2 to 3 cars you have to pass in the feature. And just like that, J.R. Shepard came around to take the checker flag in heat race number 1. Jason Mendo, Lowell Jewell, Joe Segala, Jeff Sharp, and Bobby Hayes will advance directly to the feature. Kemper and Hilbert will be going to the consolation race. And now, just like that, we're going to start off heat number 2. That'll be Matt Hoos, Thunder Ridge Racing in the 21. Well, he'll be on the outside. Donnie Allen in the 88. Or, correction, Matt will be on the inside. Donnie Allen in the 88 will be to his outside. Bruce Pearson in the 22. Well, he'll be in third spot with Ed Reynolds to his outside. I think this is his first season with us. If I'm wrong, Ed, I apologize, but I believe this is your first season. John Wilson, the Canadian, in the number 75. Well, he's going to start off in 5th with Steve Hilbert to his outside in 6th. Don't sleep on Steve Hilbert. He was fast last night in the street stock. I'm really curious to see what he's got in these SKs. Trey Bloom, well, he's going to be starting in 7th with Todd Liston in the 87, rounding out your 8-car field. Oh, and that, we have a correction to that grid order. It will be Bruce Pearson starting on the pole. As we mentioned in qualifying, Matt Hoos's lap times did not count, so he automatically gets shuffled to the back of the field. Even though technically he had the slowest lap time and it is an inverted field, if you don't put a lap time that qualifies, well, then you automatically get an EOL and you will start from the back of the pack. So that gives the lead to Bruce Pearson in the 22. Field pulls into turn number 3. Pace car peels off right here and is on Pearson in the 22 to get us started. There he gets on the loud pedal. Good jump as he clears ahead of Allen and Wilson. Wilson now struggling to take away second place. It looks like Allen has the advantage on that jump. Directly behind them, that is chaos. That's what that is. That was Trey Bloom and John Wilson sideways on the track. Caution comes out. Let's see what got Trey loose in the first place. You can see the 75 and the 88 up ahead. That is the black and red 32 with the 58 of Ed Reynolds to his outside. Looks like both drivers independently got loose on their own. That would be an amazing coincidence. Let's see that one more time from a different angle. There's the 75, there's the 32 right there in the middle of your screen. Yep, both drivers caught that apron and got loose at the same time in the same corner. No one else touched him. Well, I'm sure that's not the way Trey or John wanted their night to start off, but as we said, all drivers will make it to the feature eventually. It's just how you get there and your starting position when it does actually start. Pearson continues to hold the lead. I believe his biggest threat on this field will be Matt Hoos, but Matt has a lot of traffic to get there if he wants to get up there. Matt was second fastest in practice today, so he definitely has the car. But as we said, passing is incredibly difficult here at Nashville. Lights on the pace car still on. Let's go ahead and pull up Matt Hoos to see what he's thinking right now. Hey Matt, it's Ryan in the booth. How you feeling? Had to start from the back there.
Yeah, I messed up during qualifying, got the apron, spun myself out. Pretty disappointed in that. I had a fast car, still do. I just kind of hung back because I figured something was going to happen. Because I just need to make the top 6 here to make the feature. So that's all my goal is for this.
All right, well, good luck to you. And let's hope we can keep it clean. See you at the other side.
Yes, sir. Good luck, or have fun up there.
That was Matt Hoos, number 21. Well, I said he definitely has the car to do it tonight, and he agrees. He definitely has a fast car tonight, so we'll see if he can get to the feature in a well enough starting spot. Maybe he can make some magic happen later on tonight. Lights on the pace car are off. It is on Bruce Pearson and Donnie Allen in front row. Pace car peels off. It is on the 22. Pearson gets on the loud pedal. He gets going. Nice jump, but not as nice as last time as Allen stays alongside of him. Looking to challenge from the outside. Not ideal, but Donnie's giving it a go. The 88 finally had to slide in behind him. Holding on to the second place. Further back, you have another side-by-side. Almost 3 wide. It is 3 wide. That is Todd Liston down low. Ed Reynolds in the middle. And Hoos up high. Got bumped all the way up the track by Reynolds. Dropped back outside the transfer spots. He is now running in 7th behind Trey Bloom. Up front, Pearson continues to hold off Donnie Allen for the lead. Steve Hilbert, Todd Liston, Ed Reynolds, and Trey Bloom transferring to the feature at this time. All the drivers have single filed out, as you will see all throughout this night. Liston is showing some good speed there in the 87 as he is closed right up on the top 3. Looking to give Steve Hilbert a hard time. Hilbert is giving the pressure to Donnie Allen in second place. As we mentioned, Hilbert's coming off a win last night in the Street Stock Series, so that momentum can do a lot for a driver going forward. And it looks like he has the confidence. He is really putting it to Donnie Allen. For the back, checking on Matt Hoos. He's still running 7th, staying at the end of the pack, but passing's at a premium here, and he has a lot of work if he wants to get up there. He just has to finish in 6th if he wants to go straight to the feature. Otherwise, he will join the other drivers in the B-Main Consolation. Riding on board with Steve Hilbert, he is staying right on that rear bumper of Donnie Allen in the 88. Not able to make anything of it, but he might be thinking high risk, high reward. Why don't we just play it safe and hold our spot? So at least we know we can advance straight through at the front of the pack when we get to the 50-lap feature. There are no points awarded for any of the heats, the consolation, or anything in between. Only the feature event gives points out to these drivers. There you see Steve Hilbert taking a look low. Allen trying to pinch him off and able to close that door back on him, and that allowed Todd Liston to get to Hilbert's inside. Looks like that little move from Hilbert might have cost him more than he wanted, as he might drop out of the top 3. Hilbert defends, clears back in front of Liston, but Liston is keeping that pressure up. And all that shuffling allowed the entire field to close back up, with the exception of the 22 of Bruce Pearson, who has completely checked out. He is almost 2 seconds ahead. 1.6 second gap between Bruce Pearson and Donnie Allen, as it looks like Donnie might be the cork in the bottle here, holding these drivers up as the field closes up on his bumper. Taking advantage of that checkup, that'd be Matt Hoos in the 21. He is looking below Trey Bloom. Got to his inside. Let's see if he can make it stick and actually get back to a transfer spot as we're coming around. Start lap number 14. 2 laps to go. Hoos continues to battle. Not able to make anything of it. Further up. Hilbert gave another go to Allen. Got a little loose, a little contact there, and that sent him up into Liston in the 87. Hilbert got the spot back. Liston back to 4th. As that settles down, Hoos had a nose ahead at the line, but has not actually cleared yet as they're coming around to take the checkered flag. Bruce Pearson comes home in first place. Donnie Allen, Steve Hilbert, Todd Liston, Ed Reynolds, and Matt Hoos advancing directly to feature. Trey Bloom and John Wilson going to the consolation. And now we are in the third and final heat. Starting on the pole will be Kevin Nunn of Razor Racing. To his outside, Brandon Litz. Austin Belke and Machinowski will be in row number 2 with Donnie Moore and Steven Spees behind them in row number 3. Jeffrey Harden and Brian Johnson will round out this 8-car field. Pace car peels out. That is Kevin Nunn dropping to the back as he receives his EOL for not setting down a qualifying time. That will give the pole to Austin Belke, J.R. Shepherd's teammate. In that very Jeff Gordon-esque paint scheme, the number 24 up front. Pace car will lead the field around one more time before the green flag falls. Austin Belke, Brandon Litz on your front row. Donnie Moore moves up to 3rd with Machinowski to his outside. The pace car has peeled off. It is on Belke to kick this thing off. Waiting. And there Belke gets on the lob pedal. He easily clears off into the lead. Looks like the big battle is going to be Donnie Moore and Brandon Litz. I think Moore's going to have the advantage here on the inside as he holds a nice tight line. Behind them, that is Jeffrey Harden in 36 trying to get away 3rd spot. As Brandon Litz tries to battle back, blocking him off, closing that door quickly, and that allowed Steven Spees to take advantage of the checkup. Looking to the inside of Harden. There's Shanowski and that Petty Blue machine, the number 31, going very high, trying to get as much momentum out of the corner exit as he can. Battling against the 55 of Steven Spees. Spees got loose there. That's going to give the advantage over to Shanowski, who clears ahead. Jeffrey Harden holds on to 4th spot. Brandon Litz in 3rd. Jeffrey Harden in 36 really keeping the pressure up on Brandon Litz ahead of him in the 99. This is the closest battle on track as Jeff is working him over, looking high, looking low, not able to get the momentum to take advantage yet. Litz doing a very good job of keeping that door closed ahead of him. Oh, that time he went high. Harden's not one to waste a perfectly good opportunity. Gets his foot in the door and quickly dives down low, getting his nose ahead of Litz just like that. One little slip-up's all it takes for that championship driver right there. Defending champion from the late model series. I may be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure late model series. aptly taking away the third spot, and that gave an opportunity at 31 of Matt Shinowski. Shinowski takes away fourth. Speeds looks slow, not able to get to the inside of Litz, but Litz left the door open too long. Speeds got his hand in there, and now he's going for that fifth spot. Back up front, Belke's under a little bit of pressure here from Donnie Moore, Thunder Ridge Racing, back in the 26. Belke might have the best seat in the house up front of this track, but Moore is making him work for it, as the top two have completely broken away from the rest of the field as we cross the halfway point in this heat. The entire field, once again, has single filed out. We're going to see a whole lot of that, and you're going to hear me say that a whole lot tonight, as that's just how this track is. The best battle right now is the battle for the lead between Belke and Moore. Currently, as of right now, Brandon Litz has fallen all the way back to 7th, with Kevin Nunn behind him in 8th, and those two will go to the consolation. Moore continues to search all of the track, not able to find a way to get around Austin Belke. Belke's got the pace, and he's got the discipline with that car to keep it on a straight line, so there is no open door to take advantage of. On a track like this, Moore has to wait for Belke to make a mistake, and that is not going to be a common occurrence. Four laps to go in the final heat. Belke continues to hold the lead under a lot of pressure from Donnie Moore. Further back, all the drivers are starting to get a little spread out. Jeffrey Harden is up to 3rd. He is slowly closing the gap, but not nearly fast enough to catch all the way up to them before the end. Steven Spees took the 4th spot. Brian Johnson up to 5th, and Matt Shinowski has dropped back to 6th after getting a little loose a lap ago. All right, coming out of turn 4, Belke comes around to take the white flag. He has a solid grip on the lead, as it seems Donnie Moore has just settled in to take 2nd place. Not really challenging as much as he was earlier. And one final time, coming out of turn 4, that'll be Austin Belke taking the win. Donnie Moore 2nd, Jeffrey Harden 3rd. Steven Spees, Brian Johnson, and Matt Shinowski rounding out the transfers. Brandon Litz, Kevin Nunn going to the consolation. And just like that, we are gridding up for that consolation. It'll be 6 cars on the track tonight. Kevin Nunn will lead them out with John Wilson to his outside. Jeffrey Kemper, he'll be in 3rd with Brandon Litz in 4th at his outside. Trey Bloom will be in 5th with Thomas Hilbert rounding out the 6-car field. It looks like Kevin Nunn did not grid up. Kevin Nunn did not take to the grid. That gives the lead over to Jeffrey Kemper. Gambler Motorsports at number 8. Now, similar to the heats, this consolation race will be 15 laps. It'll have a 10-minute time limit. As always, there are no points in this event, and caution laps will not count. All right, this time through 3 and 4, the pace car will peel off right here, leaving it on Kemper to kick this show off. John Wilson, always fast. He's to his outside in the 75. Let's see what John can do off the jump. Good jump for Kemper. Better jump for Wilson. Wilson stayed right alongside, trying to beat Trey Bloom to the inside, but that did not work out well. Bloom able to keep his foot in the door, and that is Brandon Litz trying to challenge back with a 99. Wilson continues to drop, battling against a 99 for third place, but Litz has the clear advantage here. Came up a little too soon, wasn't quite clear as he came up, made full contact there with the 75. Both drivers were able to keep running, good on him for that, great save. But that was a very close call, and that allowed 61 of Tom Hilbert to move up 2 spots. Litz retook Hilbert, moved back up into third, and now here comes John Wilson to take back fourth. As Hilbert drops back to 5th spot, Kevin Nunn's still not on track. It looks like he is sitting out the consolation. With Wilson and Litz back in the field, it looks like Kemper is smooth sailing ahead of him. The nearest competitor, that'll be Trey Bloom in the 32, over about a half a second back. And that little mistake there with Wilson and Litz knocked them so far back. Litz has 2.5 seconds to make up just to battle for second. And it is a full second back from Litz to Wilson. Not making for the most exciting race to watch, I know, but stick with us because right after this we'll have a quick 5-minute warm-up and then move on to the main event, where all 24 cars will join each other on track for 50 laps. Right now, all 6 of the drivers here will advance straight to the feature. They are just fighting over starting spot in that feature event. Trey Bloom has reeled Kemper in a little bit. He's closed it down to 0.2 of a second. Catching the leader and passing the leader are 2 completely different things on a track like Nashville. Looks like Kemper went very high. I don't know what happened there, but Trey Bloom easily made it around Kemper as Kemper went way up the track, almost got into the outside wall. I don't know if he missed his braking point or just overshot the corner altogether, but that was a huge slip up from Jeffrey Kemper. More trouble from Brandon Litz out back as he got loose. That allowed John Wilson to close up on him. Wilson now taking looks to the inside. Litz staying very, very high. There you see John Wilson get a little loose down low to the inside. They are side by side coming across the back stretch. Into turn 3 and 4. It looks like the advantage will go to Wilson taking that 3rd spot as Litz falls back to 4th. Back up front, Trey Bloom has started to run away with this lead a little bit. He's now extended over half a second on Kemper. Maybe Kemper just realized he didn't have the pace and let Bloom go. It's the only thing I can think why Kemper would go so far up the track in the corner. And Ricky Midpack over in the YouTube chat says, I bet JR wins the feature tonight. You know what, Ricky? I bet you're right. I wouldn't bet my money on because I don't want to lose my money, but yeah, we all know JR Shepherd's going to win the feature. All right, Trey Bloom holding that gap, 0.5 of a second. Coming around to start, 2 to go. White flag is out. Trey Bloom continues to hold and even extends that gap just a little bit. He's up to 0.7 of a second. 32 comes around one final time. He will take the checkered flag in the B main consolation. Jeffrey Kemper, John Wilson, Brandon Litz, and Thomas Hilbert round out your top 5. And now, with all the preliminary racing events out of the way, we're going to move to what is the 5-minute warm-up session. It was just a brief moment for all the drivers who have been parked for so long, since maybe they raced in the first or second heat and they haven't been on track for about 10-15 minutes. Just a chance to get out there, kind of get their tires back on the track, feel how it's feeling, how it's rubbered up since they've last been on that track, and get comfortable with it again. But for us, here in the booth and there at home, this gives us a chance to talk to our drivers. So I'm going to pull up a driver I love to talk to, Joe Segala. We're going to see how Joe's feeling going into this event. Joe Segala, Ryan up in the booth. How are we feeling tonight?
Pretty good, man. Heat race went really well. This is one of my favorite tracks to race on. So it's looking like a good night so far.
Yeah, you had some good speed out there earlier tonight, and last night you were holding the front spot in the Super Lates for, what, almost 60 laps. So this seems to be a track that suits you.
Yeah, this track here, it's one of my favorites on the service. All my official wins have come either on this track or IRP for the most part. So those are my two favorite tracks on the surface.
Well, we hope you have good luck tonight, Joe, and we'll be keeping an eye on you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Joe Segala, number 81, Loose Lugs. Joe is one of the nicest drivers you'll ever race with, but man, does he have the worst luck. Let's hope he can dodge some of that tonight. It seems if anyone on track is going to have an issue and cause a wreck, Joe is going to be somewhere nearby to catch the worst of it. All right, currently in practice, that is Jason Mendon, the 45. He has your top spot. Let's go ahead and pull up Jason Mendon and see how he's feeling. Jason Mendon, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, you had a good, strong showing earlier, just not enough. What do you got for J.R. Shepard going into the feature?
Just follow him. Best I can do with him.
Yeah, I know. It kind of seems like a trick question, doesn't it? What's your overall strategy going into this? The normal gung-ho, let's get to the front and hold it as long as we can, or are you going to hang back and be a little more patient this time?
Let's see. I'm starting outside, so that's not too great. Let's see what we can do and just probably follow the leader at this point with this car.
All right, Jason. Good luck to you tonight. We'll be watching.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Jason Mendon, 45, Thunder Ridge Racing. Jason's told us many times in the past his mentality is get to the front and make everyone else worry about how they're going to get around you. But as he said, I think it's a pretty tall order. With J.R. Shepard starting on the pole, it's pretty much a death sentence for the other 23 drivers. All right, we have about 90 seconds left in practice. Jason Menda and Matt Hoos both have put down a faster lap than J.R. Shepard. But as we say, practice times don't really mean anything. It's race pace. That is everything here in the BRL. Kevin Nunn is not taking the track for practice or the warm-up either. I'm hoping he didn't have an internet issue that took him out of the competition. More drivers to note. There's Steve Hilbert coming off his win last night in the Street Stocks. He is the 10th fastest driver right now in practice. And that is no small order, because as we know, your practice and your warm-ups, well, the tower is what we call the ego sheets. Everyone puts down a ridiculously unrealistic lap time, burning up every inch of tire in a one-lap shootout just to see who can get to the top. So being in the top 10 there, that's pretty impressive. Other drivers to note, you can see John Wilson, the Canadian. Well, he's currently sitting in 8th. Put down a good lap there. Donnie Moore up to 6th. Steven Spees is going to round out the top 5 in warm-up. Just a few more seconds of warm-up, and we'll jump directly into our 50-lap feature main event. Alright, and just like that, iRacing has ripped these drivers off that virtual track. We will re-rack, restack, and get ready to start off the feature. And let me start it off by walking you through the starting grid. J.R. Shepard in the 98, well, he is on the pole, and I'm going to take a prediction here and say he's going to win. He has Bruce Pearson to the outside in the 22. Austin Belke in the 24, well, he's going to start in third. Best seat in the house, really off a jump. Jason Menda to the outside on row 2. Donnie Allen and Donnie Moore, the Donnies, are sharing row number 3, with Lowell Jewell, the boss man, and Steve Hilbert in row 4. Row number 5, that's going to have Jeffrey Harden and Joe Segala. We just talked to Joe during warm-up. Todd Liston and Steven Speasley, row number 6. Jeff Sharp and Ed Reynolds will be row number 7. Ryan Johnson, Bobby Hayes, row number 8. Further back, as we got a very large field, that'll be Matt Hoos and Matt Shanowski. The Matts are going to share row number 9. Trey Bloom and Jeffrey Kemper are going to round out the top 20. Canadian John Wilson, he's going to be starting off in 21st with Brandon Litz in 22nd to his outside. Tom Hilbert and Kevin Nunn going to round out today's 24 car field. And it looks like Kevin Nunn is out for the night. He has not grid up. Very unfortunate for Kevin. The drivers will come around to take one more pace lap before taking the green flag, as the pace car leads them around. All right, there we see our large field coming down backstretch to start this off. I'm willing to say after we're 6 weeks into the Sportsman Series, I'm going to say this series is popular. We've had some of the largest fields in this series every single week. All right, pace car's peeled off. It is on J.R. Shepard to kick it off. He gets in the loud pedal, quickly skirts off ahead of Bruce Pearson, and now Austin Belke trying to hold on to second place, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen as Pearson pinches. Belke keeps the foot in the door, and he's going to, looks like he is going to hold on to second place, and that is Jason Menda looking to capitalize and take third. Behind them, we have a side-by-side battle. That is Donnie Moore and Donnie Allen, the battle of the Donnies for what would be 5th place. Pearson continues to battle back from the outside with Menda stuck to the inside. I would say on this track, Menda has the best seat in the house, but in the SKs with a momentum-based car the way it is, the outside can work. And some drivers are showing us that tonight. All right, Menda is able to hold on to 3rd. Pearson in 4th. Donnie Moore holds on to 5th. Further back, we have another battle. That is Donnie Allen in the 88. Now stuck on the outside of Lowell Jewell, the boss man, who just took away 6th place. And behind them, the always fast Jeffrey Harden. Harden continues to hold that inside line. That is Todd Liston, the A7, directly behind Harden, waiting to capitalize, waiting for this track to clear a little bit. And here comes the 55 of Steven Spees, the dirt racer. Well, he's showing his skill on the asphalt tonight as he represents Gambler Motorsports. Out front, nothing has changed. J.R. Shepard holds on to the lead. He is pacing himself, trying to maintain a gap and saving his stuff for later in the night, staying close to the front bumper of Austin Belke, his teammate. Jason Menda holds on to 3rd. Donnie Allen continues to bleed spots, one after another, stuck on the outside, unable to get down. And that is Joe Segala, we see peeking under the inside of Steve Hilbert. Correction, Segala on the outside, Hilbert down low. Looks like Segala found some speed up there, and he's trying to take advantage while he still has some good in those tires. Almost a 3-wide situation. This could get messy very quickly, as that was the double O of Brian Johnson weaving through the cars as they were tightly packed together. And directly behind him, that is a 21 of Matt Hoos. Little contact there from Johnson and Hilbert. A little tire banging. That knocked Johnson way down to the inside. Hilbert had to slide up the corner a little bit. Didn't do Hoos any favors as he's still stuck behind. Not confident enough to make it go 3 wide, which I wouldn't recommend anyone make this track go 3 wide. Who's patiently waiting back there in what is 14th spot. Hoos saw his opportunity. Hilbert went way too high up the corner. That allowed Hoos to move up to 13th. Still following and battling along with Brian Johnson. Just ahead of him, that is Donnie Allen and Joe Segala battling over the 10th spot. That's Segala down low in that green number 81, correction. Allen ahead of him now in the black and white 88 as the caution flag comes out. Looking for the cause. I don't see anything obvious, so I'm going to take a look at something might have happened to John Wilson. You see Wilson down low, Kemper up high. That was Hilbert in the wall. Oh, it looks like Wilson got sent for a spin there. Yeah, Wilson just went for a little spin as Hilbert got into the wall on his own. Both drivers able to recover. Yeah, that Bone Crusher 1334 on YouTube chat says he missed someone hitting the wall. I didn't. That was Steve Hilbert in the 52. But I didn't believe he brought out the caution because he's still running in 14th. John Wilson, however, did drop all the way back to 23rd, dead last in the field after going for his little loop on the track. Looks like Hilbert's going to come down pit road for a little repair, try to scrape some of the wall paint off his car. J.R. Shepard, Austin Belke, Jason Menda, Bruce Pearson, and Donnie Moore. Round out your top 5. This is the last thing Belke needs. He will now start to the outside with Jason Menda in 3rd. Best seat in the house. And you see Hilbert, he's slapped a new coat of paint on that car. He's coming back out to try again. He'll be starting behind Wilson in 23rd spot. This field is all double stacked, racked, and ready to go. Pace car will peel off this time by. You see him go down the track right there. It is on the 98 of Shepard to kick this thing back off as we start lap number 13 of 50. Very odd start. It looked like Shepard caught Belke napping a little bit, but I find that hard to believe since they're teammates. I don't understand what that start was about. Either way, it worked out well for Belke as he was able to hold on to the top 3, didn't drop all the way back through the field. And it looks like he is already challenging back for that 2nd spot. So maybe that was a pre-planned maneuver there. Definitely an odd start. Jeffrey Hart and Lowell Jewell, they're battling over 6th spot. Jewell's stuck up high, losing spots quickly. Steven Speed's not getting under him. And here comes Todd Liston in the 87. Jewell able to hold on to 8th, Liston back in 9th, and Joe Segala rounding out your top 10. Bit of a hornet's nest in the back half of the field. That is Bobby Hayes in that blue number 13. Jeffrey Kemper in the 8. Behind then you got Trey Bloom in the 32. Just ahead of that is Donnie Allen and Matt Janowski battling over what would be 12th spot. Janowski seeming to have the advantage so far. all the action is in the back of the field, as most of the front has single filed. The exception, it looks like Donnie Moore is actually making a move for fourth. As I said, getting below Bruce Pearson, getting a nose inside. Let's see if he can actually beat him off the jump, but that momentum has been hard to beat, as Pearson again clears out in front, but does not close the door. Left the door open. Moore got his foot back in there again, and all this battling has let the top three run away with it. Little contact there. Pearson gets loose, causes a checkup. Chain reaction as cars scatter through the field, trying to stay off of each other. Great avoidance from all those drivers. We stay green. Everyone keeps pointing their cars in the right direction. That was almost a mess. But unfortunately for Pearson, that allowed both Harden and Speeds to get to his inside as he falls back. Looks like it's not going to stop there. That is Todd Liston, the 87, getting underneath, taking advantage. A little tap there from Joe Segala from the boss man I saw. 81 dropped back several spots after that checkup. Top three have completely checked out. We have 1.4 seconds between Austin Belke in third, Donnie Moore back in fourth. Lowell Jewell got back under Pearson, looking to fight away that 8th spot again as Pearson desperately tries to hold on to whatever spot he can. Just trying to stop the bleeding as he is getting freight trained up there on that outside. Matt Hoos has moved up to 10th. He's now running in the top 10, up 7 spots from where he started. He is tied for our big mover with the 31 of Matt Chinoski, running in 11th. Jewell had the advantage that time by, but coming out of the corner, Pearson battled back with that momentum, getting his nose back to the front. Just not able to clear in the corners, and that allowed Matt Hoos to get to the inside. Now Matt's looking to take up another spot with Chinoski ducking in behind him. This is worst case scenario for the 22 of Pearson, as he is just stranded out there and no way to battle back right now. Top 5 or 6 are still single file. The first battle is this one back here, as Lowell Jewell seems to have a good grip on 8th place. Matt Hoos right behind him in 9th. Battle for 10th still up in the air between Matt Chinoski, Bruce Pearson, and Joe Segala, all getting their foot in there. Up front, J.R. Shepard still leads the field, which makes, by default, Jason Menda the race winner if he finishes right now, because, let's be fair, just J.R. Shepard, he doesn't count. We knew he was going to be out front. So we're going to keep referring to Jason Menda in the 45 as the leader. Right behind him, Austin Belke staying with him. Passing so hard to do here, he might have lost too much when he fell back to third. Maybe Belke was counting on another quick caution. That's why he wanted to be in an odd numbered position so he could start on the inside. Coming around to start, 20 to go. This time by at the line. J.R. Shepard still your leader. Battle for fourth heating up as Jeffrey Harden and Steven Spees have both caught Donnie Moore, with Todd Liston closing the gap quickly. Further back, that is Matt Hoos in the 21. He just got around the 20 of Lowell Jewell and has stole 8th spot away. Now Chinoski really putting the pressure to Jewell. And Hoos going to work trying to close the gap to Liston, but that is a tall order right now. As we have a little contact up there, a lot of drivers getting loose. That tall order just got a whole lot shorter. That put both those packs together in one big, massive pile. No caution. I don't think any serious contact. But unfortunately, we have cars going around on track. Caution is out. Big pile up. Huge pile up coming out of turn 2. It looks like it involved that entire pack of cars that just collided together a lap ago. You can see Jeffrey Harden there in the 36 center of your screen. That is Lowell Jewell behind him in the 20. Matt Chanowski behind him. Looks like Lowell tried to get to the inside. Little contact there. Got a little loose. Overcorrection. Collects Segala. Oh, I'm not even trying to read them off. I think I saw Johnson go through there. Litz went through there. Unfortunately, I think Harden got the worst of that one, as him and Segala had to tow. That might be the moment Belke needed. Now they're going to be restarting. He will be on the inside directly behind his teammate J.R. Shepard. That is the opposite of what Menda wanted to see coming this far into the race. Ed Reynolds, Donnie Allen, Jeffrey Harden, and Joe Segala all down pit road right now. Let's see if the lights go out this time by. If not, maybe we'll pull up the driver and talk to him. Lights did not go out. Let's pick a driver. Let's see what the running order is so I know who to pick. Well, we're going to pick Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Ryan.
How's that car feeling? You've been running pretty strong this whole time, and we're coming up to the end there.
Geez, it's awful hard to pass. I mean, it's one thing to keep up with someone, but to pass them, unless you get letters for a name.
You know, would those letters be JR?
Could be.
Yeah, it's been the running joke all broadcast, but how's your car feeling right now? Still pretty solid?
Sure, yeah. We'll see what we can do here.
All right, good luck to you. We'll be watching.
Thanks.
Donnie Moore in the 26 is just a running joke in this league. If JR is on track, there's no winning. Second place is the best you can do. All right, pace cars can peel off here in just a moment. We're going to see what Austin Belke can do to hold on to third. If he's able to keep Menda up high, or if Menda can tuck in. That is Donnie Moore directly behind him in fourth. There's a jump from Shepard. A good jump from Menda. He can clear Belke right now, and it looks like a better jump from Moore, as Moore stayed to the outside of Belke, but not able to hold it. Coming down the backstretch, it looks like Moore is going to hold on to fourth. Listen, going to round out your top five as we come around to start 15 laps to go. Further back, stranded on the outside, that is Steven Speeds in the 55, and behind him, Lowell Jewell in the 20. Both stuck high and just bleeding spots. There you see the 55 tuck in ahead of Shanowski. And I don't see an opening for Jewell to take advantage of. Mendo's back up in the second spot. Great charge from him. The back, cars are still shuffling around trying to get spots. That is Jeff Sharp and Trey Bloom battling over 11th spot directly behind Lowell Jewell running in 10th. Jewell still staying high. Jewell and Sharp are teammates. Maybe they're just being a little extra considerate of when they're clear. Or maybe Jewell's actually trying to battle back on Pearson from the outside. Maybe Jewell found something up there that he can use. Further up in 6th spot, that is Matt Hoos, and he is really sticking it to Todd Liston, looking to take away 5th spot. Belke staying directly on the bumper. Jason Menda going for 2nd spot, but not able to make anything of it just yet. He might just be holding back, waiting to make his move. But he is running out of time to do it, as it takes several laps to complete a pass in Nashville. And we now have 10 laps to go. If any of the drivers are going to make something happen, now is the time to do it. Looks like Shinowski took a peek to the inside of Spees, but Spees slammed that door, making sure he's going to hold on to 7th. Further back, the battle between Trey Bloom and Jeff Sharp continues. Still battling over 11th and stuck behind him with nowhere to go. There's John Wilson, 75. Can't go anywhere until this battle settles. The Alpha Ford is heating up. Todd Liston is right on the bumper. Donnie Moore sizing him up. And directly behind him, that is Matt Hoos in the 21. Todd looked low, wasn't able to carry the momentum out of the corner to make anything of it. Moore continues to hold that spot. But the longer he battles, the longer he holds back Todd Liston, the tighter Matt Hoos gets to that pack. And the more pressure Liston is going to feel to make a move. Looks like Shinowski's taking another go at Steven Spees. This is for 7th spot. Shinowski down low in that petty blue number 31. Spees up high in that gray number 55. Five laps to go at the line. J.R. Shepard, Jason Menda, Austin Belke, Donnie Moore, and Todd Liston round out the top 5. Spees continues to battle back from the outside, trying to make it work, but not able to match the speed of Shinowski. Shinowski takes that 7th spot up a shocking 11 spots from where he started. Great run tonight from the 31. Listen, fell off the bumper of Moore a little bit, and he is really feeling the pressure from Matt Hoos. 21 is not playing around. He knows it is time to go. Top 3 have started to spread out a little bit, about a half a second between each driver, Shepard, Menda, Belke. 3/10 back to Donnie Moore, who is closing on Belke slowly, but not quick enough to make anything of it. It'll be white flag this time by as Shepard comes out of turn 4. Final lap, white flag in the air. Jason Menda, Austin Belke all spread out. No one's going anywhere there. All the action is going back and forth with Donnie Moore holding that spot over Liston and Hoos. And coming out of the final corner, J.R. Shepard takes the checker flag with Jason Menda and Austin Belke rounding out your podium. Moore and Liston rounding out the top 5. All right, if you bet on Shepard to win, well, meet over at the concierge stand, and we'll divide up the winnings amongst everyone who bet on him to win, so we're all going to get roughly 1 cent. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to let iRacing timing and scoring get all caught up. We'll be back to go over your official racing results and talk to your podium finishers. Don't go far. All right, and just like that, we are back. Let me run you through the finishing order. J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports, in the number 98. He took the checker flag. Who's surprised? Come on, show of hands. Jason Menda, he came home in second with Austin Belke in third, the 24. Good run from Austin. He doesn't run as much anymore with us, but every time he shows, it's always a good performance. Good to see him back. Donnie Moore and Todd Liston round out the top 5 with Matt Hoos breathing down there next, holding on to 6th. In 7th place, that would be Matt Shanowski. 8th place, Steven Spees. Good to see a dirt trekker do so well on the asphalt. Bruce Pearson behind him at 9th, and Lowell Jewell, the boss man, well, he's going to round out the top 10. Then we have Trey Bloom. Not a newcomer, but he's only been with us a few seasons. It's great to see Trey doing so well. Jeff Sharp, he's going to be in 12th. John Wilson, unfortunately for him, he had some trouble here tonight and fell back to 13th with Bobby Hayes in 14th. Tom Hilbert will round out your top 15. Brandon Litz will come on 16th, and he is the last car to finish on the lead lap. Behind him, Brian Johnson, Jeffrey Kemper, Ed Reynolds, Joe Segala, Donnie Allen, and Jeffrey Harden all finish 17 laps down. Steve Hilbert, 22 laps down. Dead last in the field, with the exception of Kevin Nunn, who did not grid up. All right, with that, we are going to pull up the man of the hour. That would be J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports. Big winner tonight, J.R. How'd the car feel out there tonight?
Yeah, not too bad. Still a little bit tight. These SKs seem to push quite a bit on the faster tracks that we run at. So, yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a game of managing your tires, more about the tire temperature, and trying to keep that right front a little bit cool, which was not easy to do here.
Yeah, I know. And everyone always talks about Nashville, that passing is a premium here. Not a big issue for you, but I imagine you and Austin were talking between green flag runs. How was it treating him?
Yeah, this place is really tough. So it's not that it's hard to get a run. You can kind of get a run on the guy in front of you, but it's hard to get yourself all the way inside or be able to actually complete the pass just with the way that the group works here. The outside line is a really great line to run when you're side by side. So, yeah, it's really tough for sure, and I expect that to be the same in the next race, which is going to be interesting. But yeah, we'll just have to keep at it and try to be smart and get runs where we can.
All right, JR. Well, great run tonight. I believe you won first round and the second round, so obviously you are the points leader thus far, round 2 of the SKs. Who'd you like to thank for this win?
Yeah, just thanks to the Bootleg Racing League, giving us a place to do this and to run each and every weekend. My team, Different Path Motorsports, and of course everything that you're doing on the BRL TV broadcast side. It's really cool, so we appreciate it.
All right, well, thanks for having time to talk to us, and we will catch you in the next one over in the late model stocks directly after this one.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Ryan.
That was J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports, the big winner here. And now we have caught up with our second place. That'd be Jason Menda, Thunder Ridge Racing. Jason, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, well, you threw everything you had at him. You stayed up on his bumper, but you couldn't make anything stick. Not surprising, it's J.R. Shepard. But talk me through that battle with Austin Belke. Off that last restart, you kind of caught him napping a little bit and really jumped out ahead of him. What was going on there?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he missed a shift or fell asleep at the start or what, but I thought for sure he was going to get second, and I was just going to be content with third. But it lucked out in my favor, so I took it.
Well, yeah, I thought I was going to have a good battle up front to watch, and you ruined it because you just jumped right out into second place. Now, how was the car feeling late in the run there? Were the tires still holding up pretty solid for you?
Yeah, about the last 10 laps, I could tell they were starting to slip, but overall, pretty much drove it just like you did on lap 1.
All right, and can we expect to see you at the late models directly after this one?
Yep, most definitely. I will be there.
All right, great. We'll be looking for you there. Who do you have to thank for the second place finish?
I just like to thank teammates on Thunder Ridge. Congratulations to JR and Austin. You do a great job up in the booth. Keep that good work up. And everybody else in the league.
All right, sounds good, Jason. We'll be looking for you in the next one.
All right, see you around.
That was Jason Menda, tonight's second place finisher, and that does round out all of our interviews as Austin Belke is not in the booth. So we're just going to go ahead and close it on out. If you like what you saw here tonight, well, you can catch us again next week. We'll be back next weekend from South Boston Speedway. The Street Stock Series will be kicking off round 7 on Friday, August 11th. That'll go live at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. And then the next day, that's Saturday at August 12th, it'll go live at 7:15, same as tonight. That'll be the Legends coming back for their 3rd round. That'll be with the Sportsman Series, so mark your calendars. Everything you've seen and heard here tonight was made possible by the Skinner Creek Motorsports Group. They are home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grip Network, and more. For more information, visit them over at skinnercreek.com. This has been a production of BRL TV, a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors a place to get their feet wet in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you ever wonder if you have what it takes to broadcast live races, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If you're interested in getting in the fun, visit bootlegracingleague.com to find out how, and you could be the one joining me up in the booth next week. But until next time, from all of us here on the BRL TV crew, until next time, thanks for watching, and have a great night.